Miss Sweets, may you please turn on your camera? There we go. Alright, hold on. Just one more thing. Alright. First things first, we need to do a mic check on Sweet's end, so just start babbling on some random stuff. Go on.
Oh Lord, I mean random is what random does, and random is my middle name.
Alright, we're getting a little Forrest Gump in here. I'm not that young to not know. Perfecto. Alright, we ready to get this rolling?
Hell yeah!
Alright, I like that enthusiasm. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow Poké nerds of the world, welcome back to the Poké Nerds Incorporated podcast. A Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us Poké nerds to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, the Top Goon Spence of the Poké Network. And ladies and gentlemen, like I told you guys, I got a stacked season 2 ready for y'all in the waiting, and this woman right here is just a prime example of that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who this woman is, allow me to introduce you to her. She is a shiny hunting extraordinaire here on Twitch. She is also the very first voice actress I've ever had the pleasure of actually associating myself with. And on top of that, we got a couple of cat parents here on stream here today, so that's a double bonus point. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Poké Nerds Inc. podcast, Sweet Kicks 101!
Hello, everybody! Henry was probably walking around on the ground. Y'all probably saw him, but hi, everyone!
First off, Sweets, I want to thank you so much again for taking time out of your day to sit down with us and talk shop about Pokemon. So, again, let's just give another big round of applause for letting her take the time out of her day. Alrighty. Whoa, jeez. I gotta get myself associated here because I gotta have the cat on the lap and whatnot.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so to formally start off a podcast, the first thing I like to do is I like to give the guest a chance to formally, I mean, I already introduced you, but I like to give the guest a chance to formally introduce themselves, explain the types of content they produce, and a retrospective about their Twitch journey, like when you started and compared to where you are now. So just, Sweet, you have the floor. Talk away.
My name is SweetKicks101. I go by a slew of different nicknames here on Twitch. I play a lot of Pokemon with a little dash of variety on the side. You guys probably see me doing a lot of shiny hunting and covering a lot of Pokemon Masters EX content. I am also a voice actress taught by some very familiar names such as J. Michael Tatum, Kira Buckland, June Yoon, and Rachel Messer. I have always wanted to start streaming. My inspiration actually was my now friend, Safi Chu. And as soon as I got the funds together, my fuzzbuds in the chat will probably let you know. We started out on the crap top, my little MacBook laptop. And then eventually upgraded to all of this.
You should have seen my starting setup. It wasn't a laptop, but you should have seen my starting getup.
You gotta start somewhere, and starting anywhere is never a bad thing.
Indeed. Crap top keeps on crapping.
That's my husband.
Oh, hey there. Welcome in. So, like, how long have you been streaming? Like, when did you start?
Oh boy. I believe we just celebrated my 6-year anniversary not that long ago. I've been on here a long time.
Wow, 6 years. Have you been streaming for the entirety of that, or have you just been putting it hard the past couple?
Kind of on again, off again with it. Didn't start really taking it full on seriously until all of these upgrades, and then after that, I'm like, you know what? I want to be more serious. Everyone deserves better quality and content out of me, and you know what? I know I can give it. So I kicked myself in the pants, and here we are.
Yeah, that is definitely the enthusiasm I like to hear from streamers every single time I do this. Like I always hear the stories of how they have to kick their asses to get themselves in gear, and it's a common trend with the streamers nowadays. So like to know that we still got that enthusiasm rocking. Okay, so for those of y'all on Sweet's end that don't know me, allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Spence. This is the Poké Network. I am a variety Pokemon streamer here on Twitch. I stream shiny hunting, challenge runs, Nuzlocke races, playthroughs, basically anything and all things outside of Pokemon Go. You got it right here on this channel. And of course, I'm a podcast host, so we got that. I only go outside of my comfort zone and do variety content whenever either the chat pays for it or basically during the Halloween like special occasions like that.
Mm.
But I started like I wanted to become a content creator years before I started, but I never really understood how to do any of this. So as much as I would like to say this person's my friend, but unfortunately they're not. I actually reached out to a Pokemon YouTuber known as MJ TV. I don't know if you've heard of him.
A little bit.
Yeah, I reached out to him. I emailed him, but I didn't know if I was either allowed to or didn't know if I was going to get a response back. But to my shock, he did. I don't know if he responded personally or if it was like one of his representatives or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, it just gave me a few basic pointers to get started. Nothing really too like dead set, you know, too informative. But it was informative enough. I will say that. Like it was like just basic pointers and whatnot. So I didn't have the funds together, of course. So I in the year we shall not speak of, I invested some money into my PC, and I had a rinky-dink one monitor setup with the crappiest camera I have ever seen. Literally, you didn't even have to move, and this thing would literally autofocus, and you could hear it autofocus.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like my audio quality back then was absolutely garbage. But I found another rinky-dink camera after that. But yeah, since I've obviously updated, I've pretty much upgraded to a completely new setup: ring light, double monitor,
Yeah.
awesome camera, HyperX mic. And I've actually updated my PC since then. I've added a new CPU, GPU, and whatnot, but that's all tech stuff. We don't need to talk about that. But but yeah, I started streaming literally the day the Isle of Armor DLC was released, and
Gotcha.
and basically for the first 6 months of my Twitch journey, I had no idea what I was doing. I still had no idea what I was doing because I'll be the first to admit this. I am a full-blown introvert 95% of the time. And I am absolutely terrible with social media. So I would say that even though I started in June 2020, my real start on Twitch started in June 2021. No wait, July 2021, because that's when I started like my main series on the channel, which we'll talk about later. And I learned how to better like present myself and promote myself on social media and whatnot. And about a month later, I got affiliated, and 3 years later, here we are.
There's never really like a right or a wrong way of doing something like this. Everyone is always going to be basically pushed into this streaming pool and waiting around trying to figure out what works best for them.
I can
But
fully agree
I'm
on.
so happy you found your footing, and I'm always happy for anyone that has like the courage to stream. It can be scary streaming sometimes.
I know,
So I
I
applaud
know, like
anyone that
I
does
know.
it.
I mean, I don't even like whenever I'm live. Like, I never even pay attention to my numbers while I'm live. I don't even know who's. I don't even know
Yeah.
the view count. I never pay attention to the view count. For all
Yeah.
those who are, for all those that are streaming, or for all those that are starting out streaming, turn off your view count.
Turn
It
it
makes you
off.
nervous.
Turn it off.
Yes, turn it off. It does not matter. Just play the
Nope.
game. But
Just
yeah,
play the game and make friends. That's all that you really need to do.
I've learned over the years that everyone's growth level is different. So I mean, of course,
Yeah.
mine was a very, very, very slow growth for the first little bit, but then all of a sudden I started growing like a weed.
I get that.
But yeah. But yeah, my channel has definitely gone through some evolutions. Quote unquote Pokemon. Alright, so next thing I'd like for us to do is to give us the origin of our channel name. So, where did Sweet Kicks 101 come from?
So a lot of people seem to think it's shoes. It's not. Um, I actually got it off of a box of cereal.
Say what?
Have you ever heard of Kix cereal? Kix.
Yes, I've heard of Kick cereal.
Yeah, little Laura was like, I think this is a cool name. And then when I started the whole thing on Twitch, I was like, I need a name. And then Sweet Kicks all of a sudden just sort of came together. And I'm like, you know what? This works. This is me. Let's roll with it. But yeah, every time anyone's like, oh, you must love shoes, I'm like, I mean, yeah, but that's not where this comes from.
I'm not actually not familiar with this. What's like
Like,
what shoes?
mm, I'm kind of
Oh
guilty
wait,
of like
the shoe, the brand of shoe,
Yeah.
oh, like shoes. Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about like a TV show or something like that.
Oh, no.
Hear me being an idiot here, not
No.
realizing we were talking about shoes.
No, you're all good. You're
Oh
all
my
good.
god.
I was like,
Oh my
I don't know how to
God.
elaborate further.
Oh my god. Oh man.
You're good. You're
This is
good.
why I mean, all right, what about the 101? Where did that come from?
It's my favorite number. That's all it is.
I thought it was like a college reference to like, you know, Chem 101 or Tech 101, something like that, like a college
Oh.
thing.
No, I mean, the weird thing is, okay, so I have a business degree.
Same
I
here.
have a financial degree. I have a graphic design degree. I have a acting degree, and I majored in English. But no 101 in any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I got a degree in business administration, but here I am working in a car parts store and doing this on the side.
You gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills. I get it.
Indeed. All right, well, actually, I don't remember if I met you before I rebranded, but for those of you that don't know, the Poké Network is not my original channel name.
I
Yeah.
think I saw you every now and again with the old name.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, my original channel name was known as the S Poké Network. And here's where that all came about. So, I knew I wanted to be a Pokemon content creator right out of the gate, so I wanted Poké to be a part of my username so people would identify that maybe I stream Pokemon content. So, I needed something more in there. So, when I was in college, I was actually really good with networking with people, surprisingly, because, like I said, I graduated with a business degree, so we had a lot of collaboration projects in the multiple classes that I had when we were going through college. So, I put Poké Network together and was like, oh, this could be a little catchy name, Poké Network. So when I went to go put it into Twitch, of course it was taken. Even to this day, it's still taken by some random non-active account. Maybe when I get partner, I can just drop the but I don't think I'm going to because I like the. But anyway, so I actually wasn't thinking of the at the time because I thought it was just too generic at the time. So I wanted to like put something else in there to like maybe possibly like stand out. So I put S in front of there because S is just my first initial. For those of you that don't know, like I said, my name is Spence. Well, my name is Spencer. So S is just my first initial. So I put S in front of there. But there's where the chaos began because Twitch does not allow you to use hyphens in your username. And that's how I stylized the name. Mm-hmm. But it allows you to use underscores. And I hate using those. So you can imagine how many people between 2020 and 2022 mispronounced my name.
You probably got a lot of spoke, didn't you?
That every time I hear myself get called that, I cringe. Every single time.
It was a lucky guess.
There was one streamer in particular that I knew for a couple of years before I rebranded that always called me Spoke, and that was the Raven Armed. And every time I went to his stream and talked to him, he's like, Spoke! Oh my god, it was so, oh my god. But Yeah. At the end, basically by mid 2022, I was like, I've had enough. So I decided that 2023 I would rebrand to and thank God I wasn't taken. So I formally rebranded to the Poké Network, and it's been a massive improvement ever since. I feel a lot more professional. I feel a lot more people know my name, and on top of that, I feel like the Poké Network is more of a brand name for the Poké Nerds Inc. podcast than Poké Network. Feels a little less
Also rolls
childish.
off the tongue too.
Yes, I can definitely agree on that. I called you spelled the first time. Yes, I remember that, Luna. I remember that. But also, reminder, chat. You can ask us questions anytime throughout the podcast. You just have to submit the channel points. You can also make us hydrate, and also to add to it again. This episode, along with every single episode of season 2, is dedicated to our friend TheTrueTurbo, who unfortunately passed away back in late July, and we are going to turn it up in his name. We are going to do everything we can to live up to his name. So Turbo, again, brother, may you be resting in peace, and we love you, bro. We love
We
you.
love you, Turbo.
Yeah, that's why we're also all wearing bow ties. I've specifically asked podcast guests to wear some form of bow tie, so thank you for um, humoring me.
Of
And we also
course.
gotta hydrate.
Yes. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. I gotta keep saying that now every time we do a hydrate. Cheers. All right, so the next. All right, so all right, that's out of the way. So next comes into the Pokemon portion of this, where we actually get to know the Pokemon facts. So
Mhm.
I pretty much know the answer to this already based on emotes, logos, and everything else. Why is Joltik your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, see, I was gonna be funny. I go, well, you see, my favorite Pokemon's actually Charizard, but
I don't think you'd be able to pull that off with a straight
no,
face.
no one would believe me. No one would believe me. So, Joltik. Whew. So when I first saw it in Gen 5, I immediately fell in love with it. I'm like, who is this cute little fuzzy bug? And I'm not normally drawn to bug type Pokemon. I caught it and I'm like, you know what, this is cute. And then way long back, I found a fan art comic called Joltik Facts. And one of the panel was, fun fact, Joltik is 98% fuzz butt. And I'm like, you know what? It technically is 98% fuzz butt. So that stuck, and then all the fan art stuck, and now here I am, an obsessed Joltik lover who didn't get a shiny Joltik during the Go Fest and is still salty about it. Anyway,
So you're a Garganical? You're a Tower of Salt?
I'm a tower of salt. I'm Minecraft man.
Oh my god. So is there any other reasons other than it's just cute and fuzz butt, or is there any other reason?
Mm, I mean, I like it's shiny too because I like purple, but nope, that's practically it. It's just cute. And it doesn't get a lot of love. So let me love it.
I mean, I have given a lot of love. I've given a lot of love to Galvantula over the past couple of years, but Joltex just kind of like shimmed past me because it's just a pre-evolution. But I gotta say, all these Joltik emotes are absolutely adorable. So seriously, guys,
Aw,
just keep
thank
spamming those Joltik emotes for a while because we're gonna talk about them later. But yeah, just keep spamming that crap. That's cute.
you.
Okay. Jeez, my neck is itchy as crap.
Mm,
All right. So for those of you that don't know, my favorite Pokemon is Obstagoon. The main reason for that is when Generation 8 came around and we got the news that the Lightning line was going to get Galarian forms, they were like, what about them? And it turns out they kind of took off Kiss and they started to, inspire rock and roll. They turned to Dark types. I'm like, I'll just catch it for the Dex. Then all of a sudden, bam! The Galarian Lion evolves into this giant honey badger looking, Gene Simmons looking mother effer, and it is absolutely like just on looks alone, the thing jumped to my top 10 instantly. Before we even got more information about what it is. Callie sighting. Ah, cute
yep.
kitty. Kitty.
That's the youngest. Hi. Nope, I want the window and I'm banned from it. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. So it jumped into my top 10 based on looks, but then when I got to start using it, and when I used it in my very first playthrough of Sword, and fun fact, my very first, the original Obstagoon that I own isn't named what I normally name a demon. It's named Simmons, after, of course, Gene Simmons.
Oh, makes sense.
But yeah, once I started using it, this thing was an absolute abomination. It is a monster. It hits like a truck. You can attach a flame orb to it with guts and facade, with max speed and attack, and this thing will just floor through anything if it ain't immune to normal dark fighting and whatever else Obstagoon can learn. And I also gotta say, to this day, Obstruct is one of my favorite moves because you can, protect Obstagoon for one turn, lower that defense by 2, and then just plow, bam, take out whatever's in sight.
I ended up using Obstagoon quite a bit whenever first starting out in Swish, and it's one of those mons that I find myself going back to. I will say though, I hate that it kind of got the short end of the stick in Pokemon Masters. It's not the greatest, but I still love it.
I'm not too familiar with Masters, so
Oh,
I honestly wouldn't
don't
have known.
open that box because I'll go on forever.
Poor Piers.
Yeah,
Did
Obstacles with Piers.
they did him
He
dirty?
he's a so there's now 5 classes. It used to be 3, which was your offensive unit being a striker, your kind of all-arounder being a tech, and then your support unit. They decided to make Piers and Obstagoon a support.
No,
And I'm like,
no.
this is random, but
This is
okay.
wrong.
His trainer move is nice, but Obstruct and Masters is very, very weird. It's a big gamble, and if you can get it off, it's great, but his stats just don't live up to basically what they should be compared to everybody else, and he got outclassed rather quickly, unfortunately.
I am praying on everything that Zigzagoon is in one of the DLCs because I want my boy Demon back. He
I
cannot
don't
just
blame
be
you.
locked. He cannot just be locked in Sword and Shield. I've used him in like 5 different I've played Sword and Shield 10 times and I've used Obscure in like half of those challenges.
I want my baby back. I don't blame you.
I want my demon back. He's my boy. He's my top Pokemon. It used to be Darkrai, but then when I started Twitch streaming, I had the other Pokemon mascot, and Patters was like using Darkrai partially for a while, so I had to scrap that idea. Went with Obstagoon because no one was using it, and here I am, the top goon of the Goon Squad.
There we go. Sorry, I'm really thirsty today.
Hey, it's fine. Even when we don't even hydrate, I'm normally sipping on this thing all day.
Normally it's the advanced GG stuff and a can of Dr. Pepper next to me, so I'm sure the Fuzzbutts are probably wondering where the can of Dr. Pepper is. Not now. I'm trying to be good. This hydrates me better.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, Sweet, what is your favorite shiny Pokemon and why? Is it?
Pumpkaboo.
I've I've seen people make those before, so I wasn't expecting that right out of the gate. Oh wait, I forgot my little thing. Hold on. Explain why Pumpkaboo's your favorite. I need to grab a couple of things.
Well, generic reason is I like purple, I like black. But um Pumpkaboo was one of those Pokemon in X and Y that I was immediately drawn to. And then I saw it shiny and I was like, okay, yep, this is the baby for me. And ironically enough, Shiny Pumpkaboo was originally going to be my mascot before Joltik, but over the years, Joltik just kind of took over that mantle. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with Shiny Pumpkaboo being second banana to this.
Okay, fair enough. And I will say that the shiny color scheme for Pumpkaboo is pretty good.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, actually, what Javident was asking me earlier, blacks, whites, and reds are my favorite colors. But on top of that, you add in a little blue and a little bit of gray, and then you get my favorite shiny Pokemon of all time, which is Greninja.
It's a really good shiny. I don't blame you.
Yeah. Fun fact: Greninja's my second favorite Pokemon of all time. It was Darkrai before, but a certain someone is being stubborn for the past 19 months. So
You're still going for it, aren't you?
yeah, we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, and also fun fact: when we got access to this in Scarlet and Violet, I shiny hunted it the day it got released, and well, actually, I got it the day after it was released, but
Oh.
I choked on water getting this thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you guys want to see that reaction, Trix just posted it in the chat. Exclamation point Froakie. Literally, it's literally how the pale frog nearly kills the streamer, and indeed it did. But yeah, I mean, as cool as Obstagoon shiny is, it's not my top. It's in my top like 10, but it's not my favorite. If Greninja shiny wasn't as epic, I would have said Rayquaza because it's my favorite legendary, and the Black Dragon just absolutely tops most shinies in my opinion.
Oh no, I agree. Yep, Puzzle said it. Toothpaste Badger. That's what I mean, it's the Colgate colors. That's where my mind goes to.
Like, I will call Linoon toothpaste, but I will call this thing the red, white, and blue demon.
That's fair.
Because that's what I call this thing. I normally call it demon. All right, what is your favorite Pokemon type and why?
Oh, ironically enough, despite Joltik being my favorite typing is actually Ghost. There's just a lot of Ghost types that end up being my favorite. Like, ironically enough, here I am just plucking plushies again. Like, I love Pumpkaboo, I love Jellicent. There's a lot of Gen 5 Ghost types that I'm in love with. And I don't know why I'm just so drawn to them, but I think they're fun to use.
Yeah, I've used a good slew of ghost types in the past. I mean, heck, because Skeledirge is a ghost type, I did use a ghost type on my first Scarlet team. Actually, I used a ghost type on my Scarlet team and my Violet team.
Ooh, nice.
I used Skeledirge for Scarlet, and I used the Ceruledge in Violet.
Chase will be happy. He's a big Fuecoco stan.
Hey, I've been in the Fuecoco Nation since day one.
You can kind of see him sitting on top of that giant spheal in the background, which is his, by the way.
Really?
So, quick story. We went to NAIC.
I actually didn't notice that giant spheal in the background. Holy crap!
Yep. That is the life-size spheal. We went to NAIC over the summer, and for his birthday, Chase really wanted that spheal, and he looked at me and goes, "If we didn't fly here, I'd be buying that right now." So the minute we get home, it's in his cart, and there it is in the background.
Wow.
It's his money, though.
That's amazing, though. Yeah, I mean, I've always said I wanted a nerd cabinet for the longest time, but then I took a few weeks off Twitch, and I bought this thing, and, stacked it up.
It's cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, I put everything that was on my desk in there because my desk was getting so cluttered. Most of the stuff that's in there was on my desk.
Oh, I understand that. Even though there's like this giant like plushie here, I'll scoot. This giant plushie bonanza behind me, it's still not enough.
Hey, an $85 discount, still a discount, Chase.
True.
All right, well, if I didn't make it apparent by my aesthetic and my favorite Pokemon, well, my favorite shiny and my favorite Pokemon, my favorite Pokemon type is the Dark type. I've always felt at home with Dark type Pokemon because they always get a bad rap, and on top of that, they're called the evil type in Japan. So I always give myself a little sentimental towards them because there's a lot of Dark types out there that are genuinely good Pokemon. I mean, if you watch the anime, the episode with Houndoom and Togepi, you cannot tell me that thing is not evil. You cannot tell me that Houndoom was evil. Yeah, you cannot tell me that Houndoom was evil. And Absol gets the biggest bad rep of them all because they think it brings disasters when it's supposed to be for foretelling them.
Right?
Yeah. And on top of that, like I said earlier, my main project on Twitch is actually called The Dark Conquest, where I'm going into pretty much in Sword and Shield, past and present Pokemon games, and nuzlocking them with nothing but dark types.
Ooh.
And so far, I have conquered six different regions of the 9 we have.
See, I like those types of challenges.
Yeah, like I think to this day the one that challenged me the most was probably the Black 2 Dark Lock, because there was a lot of catastrophe in that lock. Many lives lost.
Did you randomize that, or did you do it just straight normal?
No, well, technically I edited in a starter and made it so it evolved quicker, because I was not like my my character that I play, his main Pokemon is Hydreigon back in his ancient history. So there wasn't no way I was not going to use Hydreigon in his main region, because I used level caps and Hydreigon couldn't get to that point. So I had to make sure it evolved quicker.
That's fair. I bet Marshall was fun.
Actually, it was pretty easy thanks to a weak armor Mandibuzz.
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, that does put him in his place.
Yeah. But yeah, this also makes the first time in Pokenerds history where the guest has, well, the same guest twice in a row, it has the same favorite type, because Shine said his favorite type was Ghost, and now you're Ghost. Oh. So we got two Ghosts. We got two Ghost Goes.
I did run a Ghost gym a while back. I wasn't great at it, but I almost beat Galactic Elliot's Steel Team. Almost.
Wow.
He did kick my butt, but he's my baby bro. It's to be expected, and he's a better battler than me too.
I see. All right. So, Sweet, out of all the Pokemon games that have ever existed, which one is your favorite? This can include the main series and the spin-off games.
It's obviously Gen 5 with Black, White, Black 2, and White 2.
Yes.
I am a giant Gen 5 stan. Black and White I tend to slightly favor over Black 2 and White 2, just for sentimental reason. I love both, don't get me wrong. But I love the Pokemon in Gen 5. I absolutely love the characters. Some of the Fuzzbutts have been spamming the smirk emote. Because I am a sucker for Grimsley, along with the Subway Bros and Drayden, and I have a problem. But that's also where I found the Joltik. So, and a bunch of other favorites, like the Jellicent. And I just love Gen 5. It has one of the best plots, in my opinion. I know a lot of people give it a bad rep for the slow level up mechanic, but here's the thing. Pokemon fans are never gonna be fully happy. You guys wanted the challenge. There's a challenge of leveling up higher. I mean, look at Larvesta. We didn't like that, apparently, and we didn't like that we got a trash bag and an ice cream cone.
Truth bombs! But
I understand the gripes, but it's my personal favorite. I will always go back to it.
I also understand that people hate the fact that they were like basically, because thanks to the anime, they were trying to soft reboot the entire series. But the games are just so damn good. People love to shit on them, but if you actually played the game for the story, it's the best storyline of all the main series games, no question.
I mean, Scarlet and Violet's plot definitely is up there for me plot-wise for favorite games, but I've still got to give it to Black and White with Black 2 and White 2 on the side.
I can agree on that thanks to the Armin storyline, but actually during, like, when I first played that, like, when I first played through Scarlet and Violet and I thought Armin was the douche canoe, but he turns out he's just helping his pup, it was really sentimental to me at the time, because this little guy right here, he's been dealing with pretty much health issues for the past year.
Oh, poor baby.
Like he was like 2 months into like forever lifelong disease, and like yeah, it just really hit home.
No, understandable. I get it.
I love this guy.
We love our fur babies.
Yeah, fur babies for life. But yeah, I can agree with you for Black 2 and White 2. But here's the thing. whenever I get asked this question, I have to divide it between three separate categories because I can't pinpoint one specific game. So I like to divide I like to divide between the overall story of the game, the decks of the game, and just the overall experience of the game.
Mm.
So first off, like I said, storyline wise is Black 2, White 2. I specifically say Black 2, White 2 because Hugh is, in my opinion, the best rival in the history of Pokemon. Because he is out there trying to kick all ass just to save his sister's cat.
He's my third favorite.
That's where he gets a lot of respect from me because he doesn't have any he doesn't want to get in our way because he's jealous of us. He just wants to make sure that we're strong enough for his cause.
Yeah.
But based on the decks, I gotta say my favorite goes to Platinum because there is a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon that I love, and I loved playing in Pokemon Platinum, and specifically the Distortion World. I love that. That's not Dex related, but there's still a good slew of Gen 4 Pokemon that I absolutely adore. Like Drake, let's see, we got Drapion, we got Lucario, we got Electivire, we got Darkrai, we got the seriously, they really top notch with the legends of this game. It was unreal.
Yeah.
But my favorite game based on overall experience, I mean, I'm a dime a dozen here saying this, but it's Heart Gold Soul Silver for me.
Oh yeah, that's my second fave.
Yeah, I mean, Johto, that was my very first real experience with Johto because I never played the OG Gold, Silver, and Crystal. So that was my very first experience with Johto, and it was a very, very good experience for me in the front run. Very good experience.
Yeah.
Plus, Pokemon following you was definitely added, an added bonus.
True, because it's cute. And they
the
can pick stuff
Pokewalker.
up.
And the Pokewalker. They need to bring that back. They need to bring something like that back. Yes, I know we can put Pokemon Go, but I don't play Pokemon Go. Give me a Pokewalker 2.0.
I wouldn't mind a Pokewalker 2.0.
Yeah. And also, for members of the Goon Squad that are on my end, if you're not following Sweet Kicks 101, there's the link to her chat. I don't know what I was trying to say before. My mind's in 20 different places.
101.
Sweet Kicks 101, please follow her. All right, so now we got through the positive section of this. So let's go to the dark side and find out what we don't like the most. You seem like a very bubbly person, so let's see what kind of hate I can drive out of you. So, out of all the Pokemon in the world, Sweet, which Pokemon do you hate the most?
Rufflet.
Rufflet. Okay, I gotta hear this story now.
Okay. Now, it's a cute Pokemon. Chase, shush.
You see what she drives? Hey, Chase, in all fairness, when I let my ex drive, I was petrified. I thought I was gonna die every time she drove in the car with me.
Oh, I have bad road rage. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, road rage. That was me. That was me. Okay, but anyway, on to the Rufflet story.
So don't get me wrong, Rufflet's very cute. I like it's shiny. However, for whatever reason, this started in Legends of Arceus. I was trying to shiny hunt for Rufflet. It refused, no matter how many times I was trying for it, to pop up. And
That's
then
me
this
and
trend,
Zorua.
this trend continued for multiple different games of me trying to find this dang Rufflet. And I'm like, all right, you're immediately on my I don't heckin' like you. You're not invited to the VIP room anymore. Club.
Basically went on your shit dar.
Pretty much. I mean, it's shiny bits.
Oh my god.
That's the sassy coming out. But
hey, we accept all types of behavior around here. I gotta guess down the line it's probably got to do a mature warning because he's the biggest trash mouth I've ever seen.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, keep going.
But it's basically Rufflet. Shuppet takes a close second, but that's only because when I was going for Pumpkaboo in the Friend Safari, I got shiny Shuppet 4 times. It was gatekeeping me. So he's second place, but the first place goes to Rufflet.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Were you finally able to get one? Is my question.
Yep, I finally got one in Legends of Arceus off stream, and then the Fuzzbutts, there was an outbreak in Scarlet and Violet, and all of them started screaming, "Get the Rufflet! Get the Rufflet!" And I'm like, I don't wanna, but I can't find anything else, so I gave up. I went over there, and it finally popped up. Thank God. But
I see. Well, off-screen shiny stories, I got one to tell you later on, but prepare to meet my inner rage.
oh boy.
The one Pokemon that I cannot stand above all others. Alolan Persian.
Is it the face?
There's more to it than that.
Okay.
So, when this thing got introduced, I was not like too ecstatic that Meowth got this rinky-dink looking fancy trend going on. Then all of a sudden, Alolan Persian comes into the mix. That it looks like it swallowed a watermelon and it got stuck in its head. And the blue gem is hideous. Even though I like blue, the blue gem is hideous. And the overall design of it is just absolutely horrendous. And then, okay, so as I stated earlier, I am a massive advocate and fan of dark type Pokemon. Here's where this is where the shit hit the fan. The closest thing, before Piers and Marnie were introduced, the closest thing we got to a dark type gym leader was Nanu the Kahuna.
Right.
And out of all, like, I understand there is a massive, shortage of dark types in Alola. I understand that. But if he had to use an ace, he could have just used Alolan Muck and the battle could have been a lot harder. But instead, the biggest slap in the face, to me personally, was him using that stupid fucking cat as his ace. And on top of that, they give it a really decent ability in Fur Coat, and it's a freaking useless mon in my opinion. And on top of that, it evolves via friendship. I don't want to befriend this thing.
Just let Nanu do it.
I just used as many berries as I could to make it evolve into a Alolan Persian for my decks, and that's where it fucking stays. But anyway, another smack to the face was my buddy Shrix. Well, my mod Shrix. He paid 100,000 channel points to make me shiny hunt the baby form. Yeah, the very first time that ever got redeemed, it was for Alolan Meowth. But joke's on him, because I'm the Masuda King of Sword and Shield. I got it in 192 eggs in less than 4 hours.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yep. And the second I got it, I transferred it into his game because I did not want that toxicity running through my code. The code of my game.
That's fair.
So yeah, design, slaps to the face, and the fact that I want to punt this thing to the sun. Yeah, screw Alolan Persian. Never exist again. I don't want to see you anywhere anymore. I swear, if there's any trainer that has you in the DLC, I'm quitting. Not really, but I will probably leave the screen.
I don't know if you're being fully serious when you say that, but
I mean, I probably won't quit, but I will probably leave the scene of the crime for probably a good solid 20 minutes or so, because I know it's coded in the game, but I don't want to fight one.
No, that's fair.
All right. So, out of all the shiny Pokemon in the world, Sweet, which one do you not like in the least?
Man. I mean, the generic, the shinies that you can hardly tell if they're shiny or not. I don't like those. But if I really had to pick, I know I'm coming off the cuff saying this because of today, but I don't care. That's apparently now going to Shiny Hippopotas.
Shiny Hippopotas, eh?
Its shiny looks like diarrhea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, fair enough.
And it got in my way of getting my heckin' fuzzbutt. I'm sorry.
What? How'd it do that?
I wanted my fuzz button. These dang hippos are all over the place during Go Fest.
Go Fest. I see.
So, yes, did this just come to a realization in a head about X amount of hours ago? Yes. Do I care? No. It still looks like crap. Anyway.
I understand that.
I'm salty!
Yeah, we got Garganticals here. All right. Well, actually, like my least favorite shiny is one of those least noticeable ones, but I would have said it was Regice earlier last year, but thanks to Charcadet, Armarouge, and Ceruledge, that goes out the fucking window.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, Javadin was talking about him earlier, and I was like, oh yes, we gotta bring that up. But yeah, I was the biggest advocate for these things having amazing shinies. But then they freaking dropped the ball big time. To note, to this day, they don't let RNGs design shinies. They purposely design shinies. So whoever in Game Freak designed these 3 shinies should be fired. Because all that changes is the eye color. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's stupid. Like, or here's what they should have done. They should have made Charcadet a charcoal gray color to make it look like burnt out charcoal. And they could have easily just swapped the color schemes of Armarouge and Ceruledge, and they would have been amazing shinies. But no, they were like, oh, we'll just change the eye color on these amazing looking Pokemon just to screw with the fans. Come on! We got these amazing Pokemon here. You can't give us what we want in amazing shinies for them? There's not many good shinies in Generation 9. You could have given us a bone.
There's a few good ones. Like, I do like Smoliv, and even though I dislike Bombardier as well, I still like its shiny.
What did Bombardier do to you? That was my first Gen 9 shiny.
Bombardier shinoed the crap out of me for a good long while. But anyway, I got one. It's fine now, but
I see. But yeah. That shiny line really disappointed me, and it completely overshadowed any hatred I had for shiny Regice. It completely overshadowed any hate I had for it.
That's fair.
All right, so out of the 18 Pokemon types, which one would you say is your favorite? Which one would you say you hate the least? Which one would you say that you hate the most?
You're good. I actually thought about this for a while and kind of did some cross comparing, and I think I actually got to give it to ground.
Ground types?
Yeah, there's not too many ground types that I'm a giant favorite of, if I'm being blunt. There's a few that I like, but yeah, there's just a lot of weaknesses, and yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think both of my Scarlet and Violet teams are lacking some decent ground coverage, so I need to work on that myself. I try to design the best team I can, but I don't cross all the weaknesses off.
I mean, it's kind of hard when you're limited to, well, despite us having 6 Pokemon and now each of them having a Terra where you can make a different Terra type to cover almost all your balances, it's still not enough in my opinion, but maybe that's just me.
No, I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way. But I'm sorry for those of you guys out there that love this type. I hate fairy types with a passion.
I like the fairies, but it's okay.
There's a few reasons my hatred goes for him. But for starters, it adds a weakness to dark types. Puzzle, I'll get to that in a second. But
yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna get triggered because he's the giant Vulpix Ninetales stan.
Hey, one of the biggest moments in the history of my channel was finding a shiny Alolan Vulpix in Let's Go. If you guys want to see that clip, exclamation point Vulpix in the chat. But anyway, I will say, there are 5 fairy types I love and respect and use: Gardevoir, Alolan Ninetales, Togekiss, Mimikyu, Grimmsnarl. Those 5. Those 5 fairy types I can keep and stand. Every other fairy type can go out the window. And also, on top of that, there are just some fairy type Pokemon that do not need to be fairy types to begin with. What about Granbull says, "Hello, I'm a cute little fairy"?
Can we, like, low-key, take the fairy typing off of the Snubble and Gramble line and then give that to the Skitty and Delcatty line because they are technically supposed to be fairies?
I can agree on that.
Plus cats. But
Yes. Yes. Take the fairy type off those dogs and put it on the cats.
yes. He's the tooth fairy.
Tooth fairy. If that was a tooth fairy, then freaking I don't want to lose any of my teeth ever again. Sorry, turn on the music there for a sec.
Oh my god, Gramble as the tooth fairy, sticking up like, "I'm here to take your teeth first."
That's nightmare fuel. If a kid saw that, like a giant bull trying to bite its head off, it's like, ah! They'd be pissing their pants for weeks.
That's Henry. Oh my god, stop.
Oh my god. But yeah, still the fact that basically one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Hydreigon, is basically a little bitch to little fairies is still beyond me. So yeah, that's another reason why I hate him.
That's
Maybe
fair.
picture Gramble with wings and a beard.
Howard Chew. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
There they go.
Oh,
there they go.
I gotta collect myself.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. So, back on topic. Out of all the games out there, out of all the Pokemon games out there, which one would you say you enjoyed the least? This also can include the main series and spin-offs and mobile games.
Well, I'm gonna give you 2 answers.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you Pokemon Unite because MOBAs aren't really my thing, and when I did give it a good go, I did. I have bad carpal tunnel. I had to give it up. It was hurting my hands. For main series, and I'm so sorry, I am not a fan of Gen 4. Now, hear me out. I do like a lot of the Gen 4 Pokemon, and Regigigas is my favorite Reggie. However, I am not. My biggest driving point with Pokemon games is the plot. And I'm sorry, I do not like Gen 4's storyline at all. I just don't.
Like I'm a Gen 3 baby, but even I can admit the Gen 3 storyline is fucking stupid.
It is, and I mean, I still enjoy Gen 3, and maybe that's just my nostalgia coming in. But when I actually fell out of Pokemon, ironically enough, around the Gen 4 period, so maybe that's also having a hand in it. But I love the Gen 4 Pokemon, don't get me wrong. I love a good handful of the characters out of Gen 4. And they did them very, very well in Masters. Let me just squeeze that in right there, too. Even though Cynthia has way too many costumes, but we're not going to touch that. But yeah, I'm sorry. It's Gen 4 for me.
I mean, I'm not going to hate anybody for their choices because I mean, I didn't like actually, I'll bring this up right now. I actually hate Gen 6.
Oh, really? I think you're one of the small handful I've heard that from.
Yeah, Turbo loved Generations X and Y, but I hated it. I hate it with a passion. The main reason, there's a few reasons. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Greninja. I love Yveltal. I love the dark types that got introduced in these games. I like Megas. I like those. Those were cool. Here's the problems I have with Gen 6. They were way too freaking easy.
Yeah, I think Gen 6 was when they started getting a little handholdy.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying Greninja's a bad Pokemon, but I cleared through the entire region with a Greninja. Just a single Greninja.
Yeah, that adds up.
But yeah, the evil team sucked. Um, the fact that the gym leaders were not given megas and they didn't have teams that went above 3 Pokemon, and the Elite Four was just the same except they didn't go above 4. And here's the biggest beef I have. So there is probably tens of thousands of people out there that say Gita is the worst champion of all time. Here's where I can disagree on that on one specific point. Gita's in her game. I despise the fact that we got a champion who only has maximum 5 fucking boxes of dialogue. And you only see her 5 times in the entire game if you don't go back and challenge her again. 5 times. You see Gita at least a dozen times before the game ends. 5 times for Diantha. I don't give a shit if she's a famous actress or whatnot. She needs to be in her game if she's a champion of a region. Steven was in his region. Cynthia was in her region. Freaking Alder was in his region. Iris was in her region. Where the hell is... Go ahead.
Well, I could also say, where was Wallace in Emerald? Wallace only showed up at the cave and then didn't come back again until the Elite Four champion area.
Emerald, I say, is an exception because we didn't actually know that Wallace was the champion. We thought it was still Steven Stone.
I mean, yeah, but I agree with you with Diantha, but I kind of, as much as I love Wallace, I do kind of nudge him in that category as well.
Fair enough.
That's my personal opinion, though.
Fair enough. But again, on top of that, Gen 6 introduced Fairy types, which is my least favorite type. So there's a lot of bad blood I have for Generation 6, and probably the last time I'm going to go visit it was my solo run, which I just finished like a few weeks ago. So bye-bye, Gen 6. I don't want to play you ever again. Okay. All right, so now that we're getting off the hate topics, let's go and get a little more positivity back into play. So, Sweet, what was your very first experience with Pokemon? This can include any, like, as long as it was Pokemon related, include anything. The anime, the card game, the video games, just whatever was your first experience, hit me with it.
Okay, so it actually, this is gonna sound so random. My very first experience actually was at Burger King.
Burger King. I think I know where this is going.
Because they had the toys. And this was lightly whenever my brother and I were getting into the TV show. And we were in the playground area in Burger King, and we come across these 2 kids having a Pokemon battle in the middle of the tube maze. And so we kind of just started sitting and watching them, and they kind of did a double take. They're like, what are these kids doing? And they kept going. One of them left. The other one kind of was gathering his stuff, and he looked at us. He goes, do you guys like Pokemon? And I was like, I think they're cool. My brother was like, if she likes it, I like it. So he holds out his cards, and he goes, here, you both pick one. I don't remember what card my brother picked, but I remember picking a Horsea card and absolutely loving and treasuring the ever-living crap out of that thing. And then, ironically enough, fast forward 2 weeks after that, I'm visiting one of my cousins, and she's playing Pokemon Crystal, and she let me play it for a little bit while she went off to, like, take a shower, and I got hooked. Extremely, extremely hooked on playing Pokemon Crystal. And that kind of just stuck me in, and here I am since then.
Yeah, that's definitely probably one of the most unique starter stories I've ever heard so far. All right, so my first experience came with the anime where I borrowed a VHS tape that contained 3 episodes of Pokemon. It was Pokemon Shipwrecked, The Isle of Giant Pokemon, and Tentacool and Tentacruel.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Fun fact, that episode is actually banned today. Tentacool and Tentacruel.
Because of 9/11.
Yeah. But anyway. So when I started watching these shows, because I was a big cartoon watcher, and when I was a kid, I mean, hey, you could stick me in front of a TV and I wouldn't move for hours. But yeah, when I saw these episodes, I'm like, this is so amazing and cool, and the fact that living creatures come out of like balls and fight for you, I was like, this is cool. But
Mhm.
later on, I got introduced to the card series. Still to this day, I don't know how to play this game, but I have multiple cards. I don't really collect them these days. I just open them for whenever certain goals meet. I mean, you can see them at the bottom of the corners of the screen. But yeah, yeah. Also, can I also note that even though they are like putting a series um, on YouTube involving the TCG, I still
Mhm.
don't know how to play it.
I learned and then I forgot.
I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this.
The series is
Um,
fun though. Have you watched it yet?
oh yeah, I have. I've watched the first 3 episodes, and yeah.
It's cute. I actually really like it. It's really well written.
If I ever become a father, what I did in that third episode, well, what that father did in that third episode,
Oh
I'm gonna do with my
god.
kids. If my kids don't like Pokemon, there's something wrong. But yeah, I'm even though yeah, Chase didn't pay for it. What's he asked, what are y'all's most favorite Pokemon memory? We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that
Yeah.
in a minute. There's a copy. To a copy of my autobiography. My wife doesn't believe me, but
Oh
that's why my
god,
story.
Kyle. That welcome to Kyle. That is my dad joke making mod who is trying to get himself fired in the middle of the podcast.
Well,
Kyle.
normally, if all my other redemptions were online, someone could pay me $350 for 350 goon claws for a dad joke.
Oh god. Don't tempt him.
Well, that's deactivated for the podcast. Like
Fair.
alerts and all my other normal channel board redemptions are deactivated for the podcast because that's what this is about. Just you and I just sitting here and talking.
That's fair. I get it.
But back to what I was talking about. My very first Pokemon game I played was Sapphire, and it wasn't mine. I borrowed it from a friend, and
Oh, gotcha.
it was already completed. So I was just going around and killing everything. But that's one of the
Oh,
reasons why.
yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Swampert's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's one of the reasons why Zangoose is my favorite normal type. But yeah, ever since then, I've pretty much played every single generation past Gen 3, and I even gone back and played previous games, even OG Red and Blue. I played, through Silver, Crystal, just anything that was old. I played it, and here I am to this day, a full blown Poke nerd. All right. Here's one of my favorite sections of the show called the emote elaboration. You've already been doing this. You and your community have been doing this all day so far. So post more of those Pokemon related emotes you got in the chat and explain why they're there, where they came from, and just dazzle me.
There's a handful that have a story that the fuzzbutts don't all have access to, so give me just a moment to grab a handful. I grabbed that one. I need that one. Oh god.
Like I can understand where
I
most of these emotes come from based on Joltik, but like I actually see that one right there
I
with
think
the.
that's all of them. Eh, I'm getting there. Let me do it. There we go. Okay. So the ones I've listed. Um all of my emotes, the Pokemon ones are done, like the Joltik Pokemon ones, they're done by Kathy, aka Sunny, my bestie. I love her so much. She's so
Yeah, she's made
talented.
some of mine too.
And the Grimsley and the Melanie one, those were done by Nicole, aka Dazzling Gleam. She's another
I've
really,
heard of
really
her.
great friend of mine. She's so good. So the Jolteon snoozing one, it's a bit one, and the hug emote with the Yamper, those two are actually in reference to my two best friends in the whole wide world, Katie and Ashley. Ashley's favorite Pokemon is Jolteon, and Katie's favorite Pokemon is Yamper. And I don't know where I would be without those two. They're my sisters. They're legit like my sisters. So I wanted to do those emotes in honor of them. Um, Ironically enough, the Grimsley and the Melanie emote both added on a double meaning after a while. Grimsley's my favorite male character. Melanie's my favorite female character. Um, but also, I now get to share the honor of loving Grimsley with my best friend Galactic Elliot, and sharing the love of Melanie with my other best friend, excuse me, Vanta J. The sip emote, I'm obsessed with Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
So it kind of goes with that, and it kind of correlates with our advanced GG partnership a little bit too, which is nice. And I'm skipping the pet for just a second. The dance emote, everyone loves that little dancing Joltik. I mean, it's adorable. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love, love, love that baby. But I get so many people coming in going, "You're the dancing Joltik lady." I'm like, yep, that's me. Hi.
I wish somebody would come into my chat and say, "Hey, you're that emote guy." I would love for that to happen.
And then lastly, the Cascoon. This, I'll keep the story short. This happened in Legends of Arceus. It actually happened a little while after a bad event in my life. I think I was doing a Baneri outbreak, and this Cascoon, this wild Cascoon, is acting like a puppy dog around me. It's jumping around at my feet. It's following me. It's coming close to me and backing off. I'm like, what is up with this Cascoon? I don't understand. And this went on for a straight solid 10 minutes until the Fuzzbutt started going, "You have to catch this Cascoon." To which I went, "Fine, but if I don't get the shiny Baneri, I have to reset because I'm not wasting my materials." And of course, I didn't. So now, Pet the Cascoon is now a thing, and now there is also a redemption in chat where I pet the Cascoon for a minute.
I will say this right now. There will be a new channel point redemption called. There will be a new channel point redemption around here soon called Yeet the Nightmare. I got a dark ride plushie in my cabinet, and
You're
I'm
gonna
going
throw
to.
it, aren't you?
Oh, I'm gonna throw that thing against the wall. I'm gonna make sure the mic picks it up too.
Hey, you should be able to face through walls.
Nope, you're going to smack dab in the middle of the wall. All right, so for my emotes, these are my most used ones slash like the most Pokemon related emotes that I got.
I love them.
So Beast on Baby is my catchphrase. Like it's a combiant. It's a reference to Rock On Baby, but I put Beast in front of there because Beast was a nickname that I had when I was in the workforce. Hydrate.
Oh. But
Cheers,
that was
love.
a weird cheers. Cheers!
I need to refill this cup. So like I said, most of these emotes were drawn by Kathy or Video Game Shay.
Both amazing people. I love them.
Yeah, I love them too. So the Zorua was Sunny. I basically just sent her a GIF and she hand drew it and turned it and made it shiny. The Hydreigon band was Shay. I really wanted it to make me more like a hammering away on the table, but it looks like it's just pissing off its two little heads there. So I wanted to be more. Look, the thing is, I love Shay's work. Don't get me wrong. I love her work. Actually, give me 1 second.
Oh, you're good. I'm getting a better look at it.
Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Shay's work. I love Shay's work. This is an example of what she can draw that looks menacing.
Oh yeah,
But the
no,
problem
she's
is
talented.
most of her emotes look too cute.
I love
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that by any means. She's an amazing artist. I just wish I just should have just said make it more menacing. That's what I should have said. I said make it more menacing, but I didn't. But anyway, I got 2 cat emotes, one for Dom, one for Patches. Patches is a pet. Dom is a meow.
I love it.
All right, so my Shiny Luck emote is based off of Reggie Drago because my very first on-screen shiny was a Regidrago.
Ooh, nice. I still need to go for that.
Yeah, back in the earliest days of my channel, back before the sunglasses, before the background, before anything else, back when my camera was absolute shit, that was there. So, and again, most good chunk of my emotes are based off of Obstagoon, my shiny hype emote, my rage emote, my actually I got a traditional just demon emote where it's just crossing its arms like that.
Yeah.
My Pog emote is again based is from Sunny. It's just shiny Pog and whatnot. Sunny also again did the Grim Snarl Sus, which is my least used emote to date. No one uses this except me whenever I present it. Um,
I don't.
so I actually have a lantern emote which I call Sushi because I did a Thunderlock in Shield, and Lantern was my MVP for a while until unfortunately she died. So
Oh yeah.
so I if I didn't have such a if I didn't have such a good connection to Nidoking, I would have put Lantern in my top 10. But I love Nidoking more than I do Sushi, so I that's unfortunate. I got GG's of a Dust Ball. That was just whatever. But I got a blushing Umbreon emote that was drawn by Sunny. My tier 3 emote is this amazing Obstagoon Piers fusion emote, which I will post like a bunch of in the chat again. Where are my things? Here we are. So yeah, I call this Obsta Piers. So it's
Oh,
a
I love it. It's cute.
it's a fusion of Obstagoon and Piers just rocking out. That's my tier 3. I got my Greninja High emote, my Lurking Darkrai emote. I got Flexing for Urshifu Single Strike, and my most used emote to date is my Galarian Ziggy, well, baby, or I call this Baby Demon Heart.
I've seen this one around. It's so cute.
Yeah, this is my most popular emote, and people know why. It's so good. I feel like Killshot is outdated. Yeah, I got one for Killshot because whenever someone got the KO and a DA, it said Killshot. So we don't really do DAs around here anymore. So that's kind of outdated. I also got this one for this was fan requested because I did Camp Yoha back in the
Oh yeah.
fall. Like I don't really do it now for certain reasons, but I did Camp Yoha back in fall 2021, and it was my first camp, and I won the MVP title for the
Oh
Greninja
nice.
cabin. So the Goon Squad requested I make that one for that. But yeah, those are my emotes there.
I love them.
I need. I have a couple ideas for a couple of more based on Alolan Vulpix and Spiritomb, but I need to get time to actually get them commissioned and whatnot.
That's fair. I know the Fuzzbutts want a JoJo Joltik crossover sort of thing for our Golden Wind redemption. Still figuring out how I want that to look like for one, and the other, I got no more room.
Yeah, I can easily swap some of mine around, but I will say that this Alolan Vulpix emote will be my second emote that has sunglasses. Oh, and also for those of you on Sweet Side that are wondering why these are a thing, they're just gimmick. I got monitor glare.
Oh, you're good. These are
Yeah,
contacts, so I get it.
I can't do contacts. I look like I'm high 24/7.
Oh no.
My eyes are so freaking sensitive. It's unreal. Eye drops are feel like someone's dropping lemon juice into my eyeballs.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's that
Ellie.
bad.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it. All right, so next thing I like to do is I like to give us a chance to share some of our greatest Pokemon experiences we either had on Twitch or in personal references. So if there's a there's a very memorable moment that you have when it comes to Pokemon, you're free to share. So hit me with something great.
I'll hit you one on stream and one off stream. They're both relatively shortish. The one on stream actually ironically happened right before I left for NAIC. I was just running around hatching eggs in Scarlet and Violet and checking the Terradens to see if there was any like Herba Mystica ones. And the Pokemon with the rare Terras that wander around out in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
I found a shiny Sliggoo of that.
Damn.
wandering around in the middle of the field. Uh, and
Damn.
those are extremely rare, so I basically freaked out, broke everybody's eardrums because again, I'm loud. But I think that sort of tops my favorite moment on stream. Off stream, in 2019, a couple of us got together and went to PAX South just to, attend the convention a little bit, but mainly just to hang out with each other and chill. We were doing the Kyogre and Groudon raids, and we would all like take our phones and hold it into the middle and count down and see who would get the shiny. Uh, in that one, both my husband and I got the same shiny Kyogre.
Wow.
I freaked out. We were both freaking out. Half the circle was on my side freaking out, and then the other side was on Chase's. They both look at each other like, "Wait, did she? Did the couple both get the shiny?" And Chase and I look up and are like, "What?" And Josh, the fourth gen gamer, he's like, "Go look at your phones." And we go over to each other. We both have the shiny Kyogre on our screen.
Wow.
We both still have that Kyogre. It's not going anywhere, but Kyogre, I have always loved Kyogre, but now it has an even bigger soft spot in my heart.
Holy hell. Man, you know a lot of the big names out there. I'm jealous.
I've been around for a very, very long time.
Still I'm jealous. I mean, come on, I'm a Poké nerd. I like to know these nerds.
I get you.
But anyway, I'll start with an off-screen moment that I was going to bring up earlier. So it was actually involving the Thunderlock.
Oh.
So what happened was it was right after the very first stream of this event, and on screen, I was going through the wild area for the first time, and one of the dens I ran into was a Gulpin. I mean a Grubbin. And I was like, huh. I mean, I already had a Grubbin on the team for Vikavolt, and I was like, hey, I'll just pass over this.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest mistake I ever made.
Oh no.
Because I went back and did that DA off screen. I went back and did that raid off screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first ever random shiny max raid.
Oh.
If I had did that on screen, that would have been absolutely chaotic.
Oh man.
So yeah, I will say that I did use that on my team, but God, why did it have to? If I had just did it for funsies, I could have had one of the greatest reactions on my channel.
Yeah, hubby's favorite Pokemon is Charjabug, so that Grubbin is
Speak of
hitting
the
him
devil.
hard.
Speak of the devil. I just pulled this last week.
Hey, Chase has that too. He has it both in the English and the Japanese. The fuzzbuds are going off. Charjabug's nickname is Beep Beep from a little sleep talking incident of his. But
I sleep. I see. But hey, your fuzzbuds were bringing up a slowpoke. What happened with that?
oh no. Galarian Slowpoke went over odds quite a bit, going for the shiny.
How over
Um,
odds?
oh, how many was it? Like, it was well over 1,000. What was it, guys? Like close to 1,500 or so eggs for it, and I was getting frustrated.
I recently went 1184 on a Squirtle.
Ugh, Squirtle has a soft spot because that's my late grandmother's favorite Pokemon. Poor Squirtle.
Anyway,
But yeah, it finally happened. I have a bigger hate for Galarian Slowpoke than I do regular Slowpoke, but Rufflet and Shuppet still take that mantle for that. I screamed so loud and started sobbing. Everyone was like, "My ears! Congrats, but my ears!" They wanted me to make it a highlighted clip, and I did, but I put a warning on that clip going, "Put your headphones down to 1%." Or you will regret it.
Puzzle, you can't post links in the chat unless you're a mod. You could send that to one of my mods, and they could post it in the chat for you.
Did you? You better not have grabbed that clip.
Yeah.
Right.
Whenever someone tries to post a chat, whenever someone tries to post a link in the chat that's not a mod or a VIP, that 3-digit thing pops up.
Oh no, that's fair. I get you. Better safe than sorry. I don't blame you.
Yeah. But I've had a couple of very loud reactions on screen over the past few years. One notably was my Sogaleo, because that really tested my patience, because literally everybody that was doing DAs with me got the Sogaleo before I did, and I went to 148 DAs later, and I finally got the red line. I freaking went bananas. But the Vulpix one was also very notable. Was very also very notable. But probably the highlight, or should I say the grandest moment that I've ever had on stream, was during the 151 shiny challenge, with Nomi and Nerd Out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, have you been in either of those? The
Oh yeah, I'm in
151.
both. Yeah.
You been in both?
Yeah. I was the Arbok submission in Kanto, and in Johto, I was the Donphan submission.
Oh, sick! Yeah, we got two. Oh, yeah. So we both got the records.
Yeah. I still need to order my. We're not going to talk about that though. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, I was actually going for Nidoran, but I'm the guy that submitted the Dragonite.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to go for Nidoran and Let's Go.
That's right.
Yeah, I was going for Nidoran and Let's Go, and all of a sudden I see this little green foot pop out of my pop in the corner of my screen. I'm like,
oh.
Yeah, I was so scared I was gonna lose it, but I didn't. I actually Master Ball because I didn't want to lose it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Holy crap.
But yeah, I submitted the Dragonite for 151, and then during the Gen 2 Shiny Challenge, I submitted the Tyranitar.
Oh, nice.
You can catch the theme going on here. I am henceforth dubbed the pseudo collector of that series because I got both the Dragonite and the Tyranitar. Notably, it was a Larvitar before it turned into Tyranitar, but Larvitar was reserved for Nomi, so I had to turn into Tyranitar, which was my plan from the beginning. So I wasn't gonna butt heads with anybody.
Oh, you're fine. I wanted actually both for the 151. I actually wanted both Ekans and Arbok. And I believe it was Steven on the Pokehaven team that I'm on with. He got it in Let's Go, and I went, Steven now here's taking my snacks, excuse me?
Yeah, yeah.
But I got Arbok, and that's the one I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to join Pokehaven or the Cookie Jar sometime down the line. I mean, right now I'm a member of Team Yo, which I'm more than proud to be a part of, but I want to join another stream team before the end of the year. So, yo, if one of y'all want to have the top goon on your squad, contact me. Call me.
I'm sure the applications will go out soon. I can't really speak to win on either. I know there's been like a lot going on both within the Pokehaven side of things and on the other stream team I'm on, the Capsule Collective, on their end as well. There's been a lot going on. But
yeah, understandable.
Me, both teams would absolutely love having new friends to make.
Yeah, understandable. But yeah, I mean, this isn't Pokemon related, but another off-screen weekend that contributed to everything that I've done here was the fact that I was able to meet some of my VIPs and half my mod squad IRL back in August of last year. It's actually been a full year since we had that trip.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, they're not here. Strix is the only one from that trip that's here at the moment. I met with my other mod, Belladonna Took. I met with two of my VIPs, Jurassic Nate, Big 893, and Strix's fiance, Kiba. But still, that was one of the coolest trips of my life.
Those types of trips, real. Always meeting online friends like that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
those types of trips are always the best.
But yeah, unfortunately, this happened after the Gala Shiny Showdown, where Shine and I both shaved our beards off, so they saw me baby-faced. So yeah, that was definitely something. But geez, stupid music.
Oh,
But
you're good.
yeah. All right. So are there any other notable shiny reactions you have that can ring off the ears, or is basically the the
Hmm.
slowpoke and then the
Fuzzbutts, do you have any favorites? I know Power Chew was talking about the Growlithe and Let's Go with me freaking out and going, shiny puppy. Yeah, there's that one. Um, I've had fun Pokemon Masters reactions, but oh man, your music has a mind of its own. That's a mood.
technically my music does have a mind of its own. My earbuds have like have like a touch button where if you touch it, it turns the music on.
Oh yeah. Off the top of my head, though, I don't really know if I'm having probably a melt brain moment, but
Melt brain.
if the Fuzzbuds think of any, I'm sure they'll put it. But I know they love the Slowpoke is their favorite. The Vroom. Oh God.
Fun fact: Varun was my first Gen 9 shiny.
me trying to have a lo-fi stream and they're like, go for Vroom. And I'm over here trying to be chill and mellow and then freaking out because Vroom is like, I'm Sonic, I'm gonna go fast. Yeah,
Gotta go fast.
pretty much. I think I called it a butthole when I got it.
I was like that with that was me and Veluza. Those things are a pain.
If you can get the right spawn spot, they're not too bad, but I do agree. The zoomies.
Well, I haven't
Exactly.
found that right spawn spot.
I know it. I got lucky. I've not seen it pop up again since.
All right. So one thing. All right. So the next thing we normally talk about at this point of the show is any more relevant Pokemon news that is surging in the media. And to be fair, the DLC is still all the rave, so we can talk about the DLC. But before we want to talk about that, there was actually some recent foreshadowing that's been uncovered in the past couple of days. It's mainly involving Diplin. So I'm actually going to put this photo on screen right here. So this was credited by Soul. I keep forgetting that username. It's Soul Art something, but they're like that main speculation Twitter page with the Ogaros as their channel page. But they posted this photo. This was in, I believe, it was in one of the
Twilight
YouTube
Wings, right?
Silver Art, a Soul Silver Art. That's what I think. That's what it is. Soul Silver Art or Soul Art Silver. It's one of the two. But anyway, that's where this photo came from, and it was one of those. This came from one of those YouTube shorts that the Pokemon Company introduced, and you can clearly see in the corner right here that those look like Diplins.
They do look like Diplins.
Yeah. So this Twilight Wings. Yeah, Twilight Wings. This happened in Twilight Wings, and this was 3 years ago. So they hinted Diplin 3 years before it was even introduced, which the Pokemon Company is known for foreshadowing Pokemon in games years before they're introduced. But yeah, the fact that this came to light, it's like, the apple's been there all along.
It's kind of like with Muna back in Gen 1.
Wait, Muna in Gen 1?
There's a girl that talks about finding a Pokemon that's pink and covered with flowers.
Oh.
I think it appeared, and I think it appeared in her dream too. And she's like, "I dreamt about a pink Pokemon covered in flowers. I hope I can find some one like that one day." And then, lo and behold, Gen 5. Here we go with Muna.
Huh. Interesting. But yeah, on top of the Apple stuff, as we all know, the more recent news is Poltergeist, the divergent species of Poltergeist. What are your thoughts on that little devil?
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it, it was in the wee hours of the morning because I work very, very early in the morning. I was not awake. I looked at it and I was like, "Did we get a little matcha marshmallow Pokemon? It's cute." And it was like, "No, Laura, it's tea." I'm like,
Well,
What?
you're right about
Oh,
the
yeah.
matcha part. You're right about the matcha part, just wrong about the food.
Listen, sweet is in the name. I like sweets, but
Hey, me too. I'm a sweetaholic.
yeah, I looked at it, I was like, I was like, oh, marshmallow, cute.
Okay, hold on. Before we talk more about this, we got a question. Are there any Pokemon side games you'd like to get a remaster, remake, or sequel? For me, I'd love to see something for the Horror Games XD Gale of Darkness. That's where I can. I mean, I'll let you go first.
I do agree with those. I would not mind a revamp of some of the Pokemon Ranger games. I think those get heavily overlooked. I still need to beat Shadows of Almia for Chase before anyone starts getting on to me. We're taking a break.
It's so good.
But Shadows of Almia is one of my favorite Ranger games, hands down.
Yes, I can agree that I would love to see a revamp or remake of mainly XD Gale of Darkness because I didn't play Coliseum. XD Gale of Darkness, that was one of the most fun side projects I've ever had on stream. I will say to this day, there's not a single game in Pokemon that's made me laugh so hard. Specifically for Mirror B and the fainting animation of Electrode. It
Oh,
literally,
God, yeah.
literally, I don't know what they were thinking. It literally had eyeballs popping out of its head. I couldn't stop laughing.
It kind of comes from that same era with Stadium because some of the Pokemon cries we've been doing the Gym Battle Tower Challenge, where I get a randomized team of rental Pokemon and try to go through as many of those as I can. It's frustrating. Um, at one point I had Gloom, and Gloom came out, and I kid you not, all of a sudden you just hear, meh, and I'm like, what are you, a dang goat?
Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, I would actually love to see a brand new Ranger game. I don't care if I have to stand here, grab a Joy-Con, and go.
Exactly.
I will play that Ranger game in a heartbeat. It'll get me off my ass, and it'll give me a reason to take these things off my Switches from now on.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing. If No More Heroes can do that with the Joy-Cons while having your Joy-Cons be the lightsaber katana, we can get that with Rangers.
Yes,
Come
we
on.
can. Yeah, Game Freak, get off your asses. Give us a new Ranger game.
Don't let Suda51 beat you.
But yeah, I played Shadows of Almia and Guardian Signs. I preferred Shadows of Almia to be honest, but still, two amazing side games.
Yeah, the Guardians game is my second favorite. I did play the first one. You can definitely see where they've improved. It's just not my
Yeah.
favorite.
I saw a playthrough of the original Pokemon Rangers, and I'm like, yeah, they definitely improved with Almia.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah, back to the Poltergeist talks. People are also hating the fact that we got another Grass Ghost Pokemon.
I don't care.
I mean, I don't care either, but still. All I'm doing here is I'm just sitting here and waiting, and I'm just gonna wait to see how many people lose their shit trying to find the authentic one.
Oh yeah, I will just leave it alone.
I have never touched an authentic Sinistea hunt, and I never will. I mean, before. I mean, one of the best stories Turbo had was the fact that he's the only Twitch streamer in history to get two authentic Sinestees going for a Passimian,
Mm-hmm.
which is
I
still
remember
probably
that
one of the
story.
that's probably one of the grandest feats in the history of Pokemon Shiny Hunters. So seriously, rock on, Turbo.
Rock on, Turbo. We love you, buddy.
We love you, brother. But yeah, people are already speculating what the authentic form looks like because there's two little scenes in the trailers and clips where you see those three dots that are in the corner of its head. Like,
Yeah.
some people are saying that one of the dots is gray, and then there's three of them that are completely blacked out. So people are thinking that either the three black dots are the authentic form, or that one gray dot and the two black dots are either the fake or the authentic one. So that's just a speculation I'm hearing.
I hadn't heard that one yet, but it would make sense. Oh,
Yeah. All right, we got another question. What are your Pokemon games based only off of their post story, i.e., mine is USUM's TRTRR?
wait. Oh, favorite.
Oh, what are your favorite Pokemon based only off their post game story? I see.
Oh.
That's
No, you're okay, Hars.
no, yeah, you're all right. That's actually a question I've never been asked before. I actually got to put some thought into that one.
Well, it makes two of us.
I will say I will say this: if you completed Sword and Shield
Mm-hmm.
before the DLC released, I could technically classify that as post game content.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus, the Crown Tundra is basically all post game content because you really can't do anything besides DAs in that land. So, personally, probably for me, because Sword and Shield has been the biggest part of my channel's history, I'd say that the Crown Tundra DLC was my favorite post game content that's available.
I gotta give it the same with Sword and Shield and the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra DLC.
Well, technically, you can complete most of the Eye of Armor during regular gameplay, but the
I
Crown
mean,
Tundra
true.
you can't.
But yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I gotta give it the Switch in that regard.
Yeah, yeah. Like Sword and Shield is my home game. It's the game I started streaming with. To this day, my logo is the sword font, and it'll stay that way as a paying homage to the game that started my Twitch career. But yeah, um, not much to say more about Poltergeist, but I would like to hear your opinions on the upcoming DLCs because the first one's coming in 3 weeks. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, what are you most excited for when it comes to the upcoming DLCs? Like, in terms of like Pokemon or storyline or activities, like, what are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's basically all of it, but within one of those last trailers, it looks like we're getting a little bit of drama within the Teal Mask DLC. So I'm kind of excited to see on that and explore that more openly. The whole what was it, guys? The is it the dumpling system that I'm thinking of where you can collect the dumplings to help Eevee and Ivy train your Pokemon?
I believe it's
It's
Matcha.
oh, matcha. Thank you. See, I'm telling you, milk brain.
No, wait, no, not Matcha. Mochi. Mochi.
Oh, it's mochi.
I always get the two mixed up. No, wait, I
Oh
get
no, you're
Noni and
fine.
Mochi mixed up. But anyway,
But yeah, I'm excited for those. And I'm also excited mainly because I've stirred the pot on TikTok a little bit. Raging Bolt.
what
I'm
about
excited
Raging Bull?
I'm excited to get Raging Bolt because I apparently made some people upset that I called it a giraffe. Uh even though I know it's based on a dinosaur.
I mean, yes, people can meme it, say, ha ha ha, it's a
It's a
giraffe.
giraffe. That's my entire clip. I made a 6-second clip of that, just of Raging Bull and Patrick laughing, saying it's a giraffe, and everyone got upset at me. And I'm like, dudes, it's a joke. Let me be funny.
I mean, it's based. I mean, yes, it is based off of a brachio or whatever dinosaur my buddy Nate says it is, because
I
my
just
buddy
call it
Nate
the
knows more
long
about
neck.
dinosaurs than I do.
I just call it the long neck. I get it. I get it. But guys, in my eyes, I know it's based off of a dinosaur. I'm gonna call it a giraffe.
I'm just waiting to see the Triceratops Entei. That's what I'm looking forward to. It has to be a Triceratops. I don't like I haven't been spoiled on that, but that's what I'm speculating. When a
Um,
Raikou and a Farigiraf love each other very
have
much.
you seen the picture that someone did of Dracovish but with Entei's head on it instead and the coloring going here's
No,
our new
I have
I'd
not, and
have
I have to see that.
I'd have to dig for it. It's buried on Twitter, but someone did that and goes, "Guys, here's our Area Zero Entei." And I'm like, "Yes, give me this guy."
Oh my god. Oh my god. But oof. like One thing that I speculated back when Terapagos was introduced, I speculated a little bit regarding what its purpose is or what its
Hmm.
features going to bring in. I I didn't exactly call it, but I did speculate that it would have a unique Terra type that would contain all the other types or allow it to be all
Hmm.
types. And lo and behold, during the last trailer, we got the fact that there's a 19th Terra type where it's the crown jewels surrounded by all the 18 types. I didn't exactly call it, but I did speculate that all the way back in March. I mean, what its full purpose is, I'm desperately wanting to know.
I
But
do want to know.
yeah, I mean, I actually have two shiny Pokemon ready to transfer for the shiny forms, Diplin and Duraludon. I'm gonna make sure I get shinies both of those things.
Yep, I've got Applin ready for the Diplin. We're in the middle right now of getting Duraludon on stream. I haven't gotten it yet, but I am doing the Masuda method for it.
Yeah, I got it through DAs and I have it sitting in Sword. I need to put it into Pokemon Home. But we got another question. What are y'all's favorite Pokemon movie and for what reason? You go ahead.
Oh man, my favorite Pokemon movie. I kind of have to give it to the second movie with the Lugia and the three birds. That
I
one's
to
my
this day,
favorite.
even to this day, I still listen to Lugia's song. Even to this day.
Lugia's song is one of my absolute favorites, and I think I just love the storytelling of the game. And let's be honest, Team Rocket had a quite a good handful of funny quips in that one too, especially at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the talk, you just talk, breaking the fourth wall with Slowpoke. I mean, what the heck? They don't normally do that.
They love breaking the fourth wall. Fun fact, ironically enough, in Pokemon Masters, James breaks the fourth wall whenever you give him max power up of any of his stats. You'll just hear him go, "Woohoo! No one can beat us now, not even the writers."
Yeah, and then Power Two saying like the Slow King saying, "I could use pants."
Yes,
Also, we got
I
another
do.
question. Do either of you play D&D? No.
I do. You guys actually, really quick, on Mondays on Rachel Mester's channel, you guys can actually watch me and her and a couple of other of our campaign play for a little bit of a D&D called The Mysteries of the Pink Fog.
Interessante. I have played other board games with my brother-in-law and my sister because they're like they're more the variety nerds where I'm the pokey nerd. So I have played like one of our traditions is Chinese and board games for Christmas. So last year I had a broken back and I was healing quite enough where I can go to actually play games with them. I forgot what game we played, but it was actually pretty fun.
It sounds fun.
Came from the first movie. Actually, the drying pan came from the Mewtwo Returns special, not the movie. Power.
Mm.
All right. What was I talking about before we got asked that question?
Oh boy. We were talking about the DLC.
Yeah, I think I was talking about something specific.
The turtle?
But yeah, but yeah, I was. But yeah, so again, I didn't technically call the exact details, but I did call the all 18 type thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just want to see it so bad. But
Oh.
yeah, on top of that, the ogre Pokemon with that giant Terra mass thing. So it's like this thing gets a unique Terra form. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, what's going on with this thing? But I actually did. I did meme this back a little bit. You know, with the which one's the monkey? Which one's the monkey?
Oh
It's
God.
either it's Okidos or Dokidos. It's
I
Okidos. Okidos is the monkey. Okidos is
Yeah,
the monkey. I
I think
memed
you're right.
the I memed the here's Charlie. I mean, no, here's Johnny meme
Oh.
with where I put down here's monkey. uh, monkey is a very common meme here these days.
It is with hubby, I get it.
Mainly because my mod Strick. So we were playing Smash Bros in our trip back then, and
Hmm.
he was playing, I think, Dinky Kong or Donkey Kong Jr., whatever it is,
Oh, Diddy
and
Kong.
yeah, he blasted all three of us off the platform by yelling "Monkey."
See, I thought you were about to say DK doing the whole grabbing the opponent and walking off to the edge and KOing both at the same time.
No, he blasted all three of us off the platform with the monkey. Heck, even to this day, I'm doing a surprise lock in Violet right now. Which, by the way, guys, the Violet surprise lock finale is tomorrow. I have an Annihilate on the team called Monkey.
Oh, we were thinking of Monkey Dory for the monkey. Thank you, Puzzle.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you guys. And also another thing, it's kind of speculated that we're getting either new forms or new divergent evolutions for Ambipom and Gliscor. You want to know why?
Ooh.
The
Okay.
reason the reason people are saying that is because in the trailers we've seen thus far with the new Pokemon returning, we've seen the various evolutions of other Pokemon returning, but we haven't seen we've seen Apom and Gligar, but we haven't seen Ambipom and Gliscor. So people are kind of speculating that we're either going to get a new evolution form of Gligar and Ambipom, or just a straight up new evolution like Paldean Wooper became Clodsire. So
Hmm.
we may be seeing a new flying scorpion or ground scorpion or some other form of monkey or whatever the heck they're gonna do with that. But
Hmm.
would you like to see new forms of those Pokemon? Me personally, I would love to see a new Gliscor.
Oh,
Ambipom,
yeah.
not really.
I'd be open for either. I'd be curious.
I mean, I'm definitely curious with the Gliscor because Gliscor is is in my top 25. Never used it, but it's still a very cool Pokemon. Plus, I loved Ashes in the anime.
It's a fun one. I think I used one a long time ago. I don't remember what playthrough. It was kind of interesting to get used to, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, I can understand that. All right, so we're near the end of the podcast, so this is where I love to give the chance. I like to give the guest the opportunity to spill the beans or give us the juicy tidbits of future plans that they have or some goals that they have for their content in the upcoming years. So, I believe on Twitter you said you had an announcement for us.
I do. I have three things to tell you all. One of them, well, two of them you guys are already aware of. For one, you guys can hear me in my first official video game role, and Brass Heart should be coming out either later this year or early next. We're still getting everything finalized on that one. I will be dropping details on that.
I saw that on
Um,
Twitter.
um, Next Saturday, the Belly Bolt hunt will continue, and we will be doing a 12-hour stream because I still owe you guys a 12-hour stream after getting sick on the first one. But
12-hour
the
hype.
the big announcement that I was hinting to you guys about was I have been approached by Advanced GG. We have been given a challenge through the month of September. If you guys use code SweetKicks, if we get 10 code uses, we will be starting the Sweet Kicks official Advanced GG starter kit, which I am
Yo!
very, very excited to share. I've
Code
only been partnered for 2 months, so this is very exciting. I didn't think I was going to hit that as fast as I did, but we've been given the challenge by my manager, and if we're able to hit those 10 code uses in September, she'll be able to pass that along to her boss, and we'll be able to get the ball rolling, and maybe I'll be able to give you guys like a little giveaway or something. But the official announcement I will be dropping tomorrow, both in the Discord and on Twitter.
All right, guys,
I'm
pay
very
attention.
excited.
For Sweet's Discord members, pay attention. For those of you that follow her on Twitter, pay attention there. I definitely will. I'll share it with the Goon Squad, and
Oh,
hopefully we can
thank
help you out
you.
with that.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
But are there any are there any specific goals besides when it comes to content
About
creation? Do you have
oh
any goals in mind?
I mean, there's the generic one day hitting partner. That's not my overall focus. I mean, if we do hit that one day, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I think my overall goal is just to continue the channel growth. I want to be able to do more things for the community in the future. Bring you guys more amazing new content, whether that be on the streaming side of things or on the YouTube side of things. I am trying to do better on YouTube. But I think the overall goal is just to keep growing, keep connecting with people, make more new friends, and then work on the dang YouTube channel.
Hey, to be fair, I am so un YouTube orientated. The only thing I post on there is my podcast. So makes you feel any better? I suck at it too. All right,
Technology's hard, man.
I understand that fully. I suck at video editing. But when it comes to my end, I have two main goals in mind right now. First thing is get the 2K for the end of the year, which, by the way, guys, in case you guys keep forgetting, my tradition on Twitch is every 1,000 followers, I give you guys a 24-hour stream. So I'm a little over 150 away. So guys, if you want to help me out with that and help this top goon get the 2K for a 24-hour stream, hit that like button.
It's free.
But I already stated this earlier today, or I've stated this earlier in my Discord and Twitter and whatnot, but I think it's better to let him make the formal announcement again. My residents of the Dark Kingdom, next Saturday at 2 p.m. EST, the Dark Conquest continues again in the form of the Pokemon Omega Ruby Dark Lock Challenge. I shall become the Dark King of the Hoenn region. That's gonna be my last Dark Lock of the year.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Which then, as much as I'm ashamed to admit this, I believe I've already set the date for next year. So, January 6th, 2024. This is it. The final leg of my journey. 3 years later. Coming back to Johto and Kanto for one final Dark Lock. To claim the crown as the Dark King of the Pokemon world, I must conquer Johto and Kanto in one game. I still am heads or tails which one I'm doing, but it's either going to be Heart Gold or Soul Silver, so it's going to be one big project. And my second main goal is to finally claim that fucking Darkrai. For those of you that don't know, I currently possess the longest, ongoing, on-screen Darkrai BDSP hunt of anyone on Twitch, unless proven otherwise. Because I've been hunting this thing since day one, all the way back in April 2022. It's now almost September 2023. 19 months and 15,450 resets. Still haven't claimed this stupid purple nightmare. But yeah, in terms of creation goals, those are my main goals at the moment. But again, subsidiary goals are to just continue to spread my name out there and share my love of Pokemon with everyone that I can, because that's the biggest reason that I started this, is because I have always wanted to do things Pokemon related that I couldn't do before, like randomizers, fan games, stuff like that. I want to share those experiences and share my love of Pokemon with everybody. That's why I'm here. That's why I do this. And I can't be ever more thankful for all the opportunities that I have been given here on Twitch. And I just can't thank the direction. I just can't thank enough the direction this has taken me in my life. So I always say this: I owe my life to Twitch. I owe my life to the Goon Squad. I owe my life to Pokemon. So if it weren't for any of you guys, I wouldn't be here. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank every single one of you.
The feeling is absolutely mutual, and I know the fuzzbutts hear it all the time out of me, but the feeling is extremely mutual. I mean, I wouldn't have this tall, lanky man back behind the monitors over here if it wasn't for Pokemon. But seriously, Pokemon, believe it or not, Pokemon brings so many people together. Like, exactly as the Poké Network said, we wouldn't be here without you guys. So you guys are the absolute best that we could ever ask for on Twitch.
Indeed. Also, I would like to note that I would love to be partnering with Rogue or Advanced Day down the line. So hit me up, guys. I'm available. Okay, so at the end of the podcast, this is where the guest directs the raid. So, is there anyone available right now that could use some some Goon Squad and some Fuzzbutt love?
I'm looking. I've got one idea in mind, but let me thumb through really quick. Oh, I think I know where we can go. Do you want me to DM it to you, or
Post a name in the chat.
let me throw that over here. So, as the Fuzzbutts know, I can't read, talk, or write, despite English major and VA doesn't mean jack.
And again, members of the Goon Squad, if you're not following, oh, I know Jick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Jick.
Yeah.
So yeah, for members of the Goon Squad, if you are not following Sweet Kicks 101, please drop her a follow. As you can see, amazing human being we've had on stream on the podcast today. So seriously, drop her some love. And again, I'd like to say this again, Sweet, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to sit down with us and chat for a while and let us pick your brain on what makes you the Poké nerd you are.
And thank you for having me. I was completely honored that you messaged me asking if I wanted to join. And I'm excited to be here.
The honor's all mine. It's my greatest honor to know people that are interested in this enough to want to sit down and talk with me. All right. Before I start the raid, I would like to do you have a specific intro you give for when you leave stream?
Oh, like whatever. Oh, I mainly just
what do you say before you either raid out or end?
I do all the networking, and we follow that with ironically 2 lines from Danganronpa. We do love and sayonara.
What I say is stay safe, stay strong, stay tuned for Pokemon exclusive content, and as always, this has been the Top Goon, your man Spence, beast out, and I'll see you in the raid. Y'all have a great night, you nerds. But in the spirit of the TheTrueTurbo, for the love that we have for our brother, we will end every podcast by saying, stay safe, stay rockin', stay true to yourselves. Or stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Turbo, we love you, brother. We miss you. We will continue to rock it out in your name.
We love you, buddy.
All right, guys. We got another episode lined up in a couple of weeks, and I will see you guys on my end tomorrow for the finale of the surprise lock. Sweet, again, thank you for taking the time. And everybody, beast out.